For me, I can hit the ball and it's not going to go straight every single time. Maybe like
To the left.
30% is maybe longer to the left, but maybe like 30% of the time it'll go.
Welcome back to the Playbook. I'm your host, Lion, joined by my co-host, Mystery
What up?
and
What up?
Doug. How are you fellas
What's
doing
up?
today?
What's up?
Feeling awesome, man.
And we are not alone today. We have a very special guest. Doc, let them know who we have here with us today.
Okay, so today we have Miss Tricia Clark, who's not only one of my homies, but an exceptional golfer and very much a golf fashionista as well. So, of Mrs. Clark's golf life, it's her thing she has going on. So we're glad to have her with us today, and it should be an exciting show.
Absolutely. So first off, fellas, thanks for having me.
Thanks
on
for
the
being here.
Facebook. Yes.
Thank you for coming.
I am coming off of the big golf weekend.
Yeah.
We had a great time. It was our third annual golf tournament that we put together for breast cancer awareness. And we had a great time. We had a really good time. So like Tracy specified, got a couple of little things. I fell in love with golf. So have like 3 golf businesses, a nonprofit, and a golf podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
So stay busy.
What is the name of your golf podcast?
Killing it.
Oh, so it's the Get Rich and Die Golfing podcast.
All right, I
love
like
it.
the name. Love
I
the
love
name.
it.
Yeah.
I gotta say this. I gotta give you some big thanks because.
Go ahead.
Listen.
You gonna tell 'em, Louis?
For those who don't know, I'm Dominican, and you know we all play baseball. I also play a little ball, a little basketball, maybe a little volleyball here and there. I'm getting into pickleball. But one sport has conquered me every single time. It's been golf. And Miss Tricia finally started to get me right. She gave me some lessons. We all went to Top Golf, and you guys are gonna see some footage from that for sure. And she helped me kind of overcome that fear, that failure that I always feel when I play golf. So thank you so much, Miss Tricia, for helping me, giving me some tips. She's amazing. She's very, very good at golf.
Since we're talking about her golfing abilities, we went to Top Golf, and she kicked all of our asses, and she did it with a smile while talking shit because that's Trish.
So I was hoping you left that out the show, and we were
I
going
was
to roll
there.
that.
Doc wasn't there.
Doc,
Doc
yeah.
didn't go. Doc stayed
Doc
home.
had an injury, but he came the closest. But yeah, she whooped my ass.
she
I'll put it
kicked
that
it.
way. Oh
She
my
beat the
god!
brakes off.
And she was talking a lot of shit too. Like, yeah, keep on trying. You could do it. And it was like my last swing. It's like,
You got this.
No, Trish and I played together at recently. We have some footage to show you guys for this, but at Ennisbrook Golf Course, the island course, which is a pretty challenging course, and the entire time out there, that's the one thing I will say that she is like. You're very much at home on a golf course with her because she is like one of my homies I grew up playing basketball or football with.
Yeah.
That talk shit to you the whole time.
Yep.
They're whooping your ass.
I love it.
I
love the
yeah.
competition, yo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And she looks
Kudos
so
to you.
cute and innocent, like she wouldn't do that to you. So it even has a much more significant effect because it's like, what? I thought it was going to be words of encouragement.
And then she steps up to the tee and whack. That thing is gone.
Who's your mama?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
So,
It was like we were at a professional golfing event, the way she was killing the golf balls out there.
We had a ball.
Yeah.
But it's all about having fun.
Absolutely.
It's all about having fun. That's why I tell folks all the time, I'm not an instructor, but I am very much a lover of this game. Worked in the corporate world, learned how to play golf, learned how to put tournaments together. Well, I learned how to put tournaments together before I learned how to play golf. But then I was like, why are they wanting to make all this money for this game?
Yeah.
So what got me into the game of golf was Valspar 2018. And that's when Tiger made his comeback.
Wow.
And so Tiger made his comeback. He's playing at Valspar in Palm Harbor here.
I was there.
And we're on the 12th hole. And he's dropping it for a birdie putt. And I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. And the one thing that I noticed was I was the only black woman in the grandstands.
Wow.
And I didn't understand. I was like, why isn't there more
Yeah.
of us here? And so he dropped the ball. I'm screaming, obviously, at the top of my lungs. And my counterpart that was with me caught it on video. Tiger tipped his hat to me.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm pregnant. But no,
Man,
literally.
don't say that 'cause the tiger. She's not.
I'm sorry.
I sure got tiger. She's not.
Cut that.
Oh no, we're keeping it. It's fine. No,
But
it's all
literally,
good.
it was.
Yeah.
I said I had to learn this game. I had to learn this game, and from there on out. So April of 2022, I took a leap out on faith. Left PricewaterhouseCoopers (PwC), and started 3 golf businesses and the nonprofit. And like I specified before, we have a podcast, and even the podcast is to expose more of us to the game. Let folks know, how cool it is, the networking that comes along with it.
Absolutely.
There's people I have met in this world, in this golf space, that I would have never met had it not been for golf.
And that what she says is so true. There are a lot of stereotypes and different things that people assume about golf. Some are accurate, some are true. There were some country clubs, especially if you go far enough back, that you could not play at if you were African American. But moving forward, it's interesting because, like, as a former military guy, like, the military forms a bond, especially if you're ever in combat with people, because it's like life or death. Certain things you do, but if you played sports at a competitive level, it's kind of the same thing. You bond with your teammates because the stress, the pressure bonds you. Golf does that surprisingly to me in a way that I would have never thought.
Let me ask you guys, and Tricia and Doc, so you guys are definitely the more experienced golfers here. I know E does play a little bit.
dabble.
He dabbles into it. He's getting into it.
E and I have played.
I came close. I had a few 22ers, but
Yeah,
it's
he hit a couple good balls.
whatever. She's just.
We're still talking about Top Golf. I'm about to take out my
talking
Men in
shit
Black
now.
pen.
It was cute. Exactly.
Oh, it was cute.
I told you she was
Oh,
coming. That's the
man.
shit she talks.
Oh, ouch.
I was trying to keep
The
us out of
memories.
it. Yeah.
The memories.
Yeah, there it
I'm
is.
sorry. I'm
Bring me back to high school. Anyway. So as an immigrant, when I think about golf, you don't. It's not something that we play in the island, as it's not very prevalent. So when you come here, you normally see people that certainly look like you look playing golf. What do you think are some of the barriers that are preventing minorities, immigrants, African Americans, people of different races to join golf, or they don't even think it as an option? We think basketball, we think baseball, maybe some volleyball, pickleball, whatever other sport.
Yeah.
We don't think golf. What are
don't.
some of the barriers?
Did you say pickleball?
It's a pickleball.
No. We're
I did play pickleball.
Next episode is about pickleball, ladies.
It's about why
Why are you hating on pickleball?
black people should never play pickleball
You'll be surprised.
because
We'll
the,
take over the sport.
because the
No.
name.
Facts.
Yeah, maybe so, but the name itself should stop you from playing.
You would think it'd be the other way around. I mean, you just set it out like that.
Or that.
Oh, no, for another show, yes. No, but to answer that question, so what happens is if we're not exposed to it, then why would we play it? So we're exposed to basketball, we're exposed to football. But that's one of the reasons we do the podcast is because, there's scholarships out there that
100%.
there's scholarships out there that because we're not exposed to. How would our kids get those scholarships when we don't know about the game? And one of the things about golf is this is one of the games. I mean, they didn't start letting us into this game until 1961.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that totally grabbed me when I learned about golf and I researched about it. Like, so you only started allowing black people to play on the PGA in 1961. That's still in our realm. you
Right.
know? So that's not too far back.
A couple of years before I was born. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the thing. It's like, so it's exposure. If we're not exposed to it, then we don't know. And that's like with anything.
So how do we get exposed to it? Because I know that I had to proactively go out and
Seek it.
and start practicing things of that nature. But what are some of the things that are available to the youth or to
Anyone
grown-up
interested.
people? Yeah,
Yeah.
anyone interested.
So for the kids, so there's they have First Tee programs. You can look into the First Tee programs in your area. So First Tee, there's a certain age range where you can come in and they'll teach you the game of golf, and I encourage it because what golf is just not a matter of learning golf. It's so golf has values that come along with it. So it's integrity, it's honesty, just having just different respect, just the respect for the game. And so, so it not only teaches the kid how to play golf, but it also teaches you values that you're going to use in every bit of your life as an adult as you grow up. So they have First Tee programs that are around. They have other golf programs and different golf initiatives, but First Tee is one of those that is around here. And
That's
it's
the biggest,
prevalent.
I think.
Yeah.
I see the most of, and it's
Yeah.
Yep.
And you talk about some of the attributes that golf brings to people's lives. Another one I think of as a guy who was, a Boy Scout, Cub Scout, officer in the military.
Right.
Is the discipline and the wardrobe. I'm and a fashionista. I love my fashion, but like you at traditional golf courses or golf clubs, there you have to wear a collared shirt, a belt with your shirt tucked in, because like some of the more casual courses, public, semi-private or whatever,
Yeah.
you may be able to play with your shirt untucked or whatever, but like at nicer private clubs, you still have to look really nice when you're playing golf, and so that teaches a lot of people because you see how sloppy sometimes kids are, and then you guys were talking about the motivators, another motivator, and maybe hopefully I'm not stealing Tricia's thunder, but it's Tiger Woods. We can't talk about golf without talking about Tiger Woods because ultimately you look at some of the greatest players I admire out there now, white players, and they'll still say that Tiger Woods is the reason they started playing golf. It's 100% the reason I even looked at, because being an officer in the military, a lot of people play golf. Officers play golf. That was one of the networking things they did. I realized the significance of it, but I was in the military. I had my own connections. I didn't feel like I needed to play golf to network. I was like, it's not a real sport. I'm going to run and lift weights. And
That's
the
a running
question.
thing. Yeah.
Is it a real sport? Yeah, I want you to speak to it.
It's absolutely a
Oh,
sport.
100%.
Yeah,
And why?
absolutely.
Break it down for him.
Because you got to think about it. So, in all sports, so you got basketball, football, you can only play those for so long. Golf is one of those sports that you can play forever almost. Like, so I have a young lady, she's 82 years old, amazing. And on any good given day, she can beat the brakes off of me. There's a gentleman out of Bartow, Florida. His name is Herbert Dixon. They just designated a day for him or whichever in a town and gave him a key to the city and all kinds of great stuff. And he's amazing. And he's 104 or about to be 104.
Wow.
And so,
Where is this? Where's he
He's
located?
in Bartow, Florida.
Wow.
Yeah, and he still drives his own vehicle, on golf cart, can play his own round of, so the one thing that you have to get from golf is it's strategic, so it keeps
Absolutely.
your mind sharp.
You're playing a chess match,
Yes. Oh,
and
yeah.
there's skill. My God, like Trish can hit the ball straight for like 300 yards every single time. Like every ball that she hit goes into retirement. It's like, I'm done. I don't want to be abused like that anymore.
Okay. All right.
Are we talking about? What are we talking about? Are we talking about the Big D again?
No, we're talking about golf.
That's
Talking about golf.
by the way,
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
Big
a
D
rea- it's
is
a
it's a
reality
reality
show.
show about divorce.
That I did not know was about
Oh.
divorce till I figured it out.
Oh.
So when Harold first told me he was watching the Big D, that's what I said.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I said the Big D. He's
The
like,
Big
no,
D.
it's about divorce. I was like, oh, okay.
Big D, long and left, got you.
So it's just like, is that what you're into here?
I was like, hey, I'm not gonna judge you, bro. You're my brother. I'm not gonna judge you.
nah, that's
all
all
good.
good.
But there's a lot of health aspects to it. So if you think about it for people of color, so calcium deficiencies,
Right.
vitamin D,
Yep,
you get it naturally from the sunlight.
absolutely.
So a lot of us avoid the sunlight. We don't like the sun. We don't like the beaches. But
We're
in
already
golf,
10.
yeah.
We're already 10.
Exactly.
We're naturally
Well,
10. So.
and
But
our
in golf,
melanin.
you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our melanin prevents our absorption of vitamin D, like
Right.
people who have it less. So people who have less melanin burn and do stuff, but like they also still absorb vitamin D more easily. another thing from a psychological perspective, one of the things that attracted me to golf, I fortunately don't seem to have a history of mental illness, Alzheimer's or dementia in my family, but there are numerous studies that show that golf reduces the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia at a much more significant rate than almost any other activity.
Oh, wow.
And that is something that is really important. And you talk about it. I played a couple of years before the pandemic. I played Spyglass in Pebble Beach, and they paired me with my wife doesn't play, so she was riding in the cart with me, and they paired me with a couple who was 75. They both were 75, celebrating her birthday, and her son-in-law. He's like, this lady beat the brakes off of us, and she didn't hit the ball far. She did not need to hit the ball far because she hit the ball straight every time. You know, she was consistent like a machine. You know, so that's pretty cool. And then the other thing is, you know, my wife and my brother will tease me about it. Like I work out 6 days a week now. You know, I pride myself on being in good shape in my 50s. You know, I'll still go at a 20-year-old, you know, and push up, sit-ups, the 2-mile run or whatever. But
I commend you for that. I could definitely commend you. I'm trying to work out 5 days a week.
you got this, man.
You know, I'm like, I'm booking up a little bit, but
see
Tracy is just, this guy is like made of steel or something.
I'm just trying to. I just like it. You know, I'm just vain. No, that's not what it is. It has to do with the fact that I'm no longer a soldier, but I just want to have a good quality of life, like we talked about. But I will play golf, and I will stop moving for 5 minutes, and I will fall asleep like someone drugged me. Like I can work out for 2 hours, like hard, like sweat hit. After I'm done working out, I can take a shower and go salsa dancing.
Yes.
I can come meet you guys out in St. Pete for dinner. You know, I play golf, and if I stop moving for too long, it's like somebody drugged me.
I can attest to that. Like, I don't know. For me, I've gone golfing, and it's like, okay, the first 9, cool. Back 9, holy crap, we got to go another 9, really? And then I'm exhausted. And they talk about those times. Yeah, and you were there some of the time. They talk about those times where Michael Jordan's playing 36 holes and then go play a game. Like, that's an athlete. You have to have endurance. It is tough. It's not a walk in the park, although it is somewhat of a park. It is not easy.
Wait. So you said Jordan did that with, but
he did it.
Jordan did not know LeBron could do it too, because LeBron's the GOAT.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
You have
another episode. Another episode.
No, for sure. You have to have that endurance. Like I remember, I played mini golf, and like by the 3rd hole, I was done. Like
the sun was beating down on you.
We're gonna work on that endurance. We're gonna work on that endurance. But speaking of like Jordan, so that's one of the things when the network.
He's an avid golfer.
Yeah. So you know Jordan has a course down in Hope
with their own drones.
Yes.
I know that.
Yeah. So it's down towards West Palm Beach, and so literally. So I played there twice.
Wow.
And again, that's from the networking that comes along with golf. You meet some really amazing people that open the opportunities for you.
And that's cool because I know a lot of golfers with a lot of pull that have been trying to get onto that course forever, and you know they have not been able to.
Well,
She's closer to Michael Jordan than us.
What's some of the most interesting people you met while playing golf?
Oh gosh, John Daly.
Wow.
We just did the Derek Brooks tournament. He does a really phenomenal celebrity tournament. So, you know, he has a lot of the NFL alumni and, you know, Bucks that come in and play. Let me think. Oh, my God. I played in the DR at Punta Cana.
Yeah, there's some beautiful courses there. Do you remember the name of the course? Yeah, that's what I said.
It was Punta Espada.
Okay, yep.
Oh, wow.
Supposedly like the number one
I played that course
in the Caribbean.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And so I met this guy that actually was the manager for Taylor Swift when she first came out.
Tay-Tay?
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting. We had a good time, played on my birthday, and made a new friend. And it's just, and again, that's the thing. Golf, at least for me, there's not a stranger that I'm going to leave behind on the course if we play together.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying initially when about the bonds. You know, like the bonds that you establish playing golf are just, to me, it's like I was at a loss because it just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then it started making sense after I realized how hard it was. You know what I mean? And because it's like we all share the same irrational. Golf is so hard. If I went out and shot on a course that's difficult, if I went out and I normally shoot in the 80s or 90s, and I went out and shot a 79 with my buddies, and they said, "Dude, you were on fire today. What'd you do?" And I said, "Well, you know what's different? I have like 2 dead bodies and a chicken in my trunk. I can promise you that somebody, if you check their trunk the next time they play, might have 2 dead bodies and a chicken in there,
There you go.
because it's that challenging where you will do
Anything.
whatever to try to improve and gain a mastery of the game. And unlike any other sport, this is one of the other things. Unlike any other sport, you know, we all were athletic in our own ways. We played different activities, different sports.
Right.
If you know, as a basketball player, you know, you're a big basketball player.
Yeah.
I shot a little ball too. Pretty decent game. You know, now I'm not trying to blow out an ACL because I tapped out on it. That's why, like you said, Trish, golf is good for that. You can do it forever.
This is the time to go in. Not 1-on-1. Let's do it, Tracy.
With basketball?
Let's
or
go.
golf?
Let's go.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, now you've been training with Sensei. You've been training with Sensei.
No, basketball. This is basketball.
Oh, okay, we do that.
Go 1-on-1. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I need, you know why. Stop. 'Cause what?
I gotta get in while you're
While
injured.
we're injured,
That's it.
okay.
You know, I gotta hit the handicap.
Yeah, but if you with basketball, for example, you know, or if your sport was baseball or football, if you gain a level of proficiency at an activity or sport, on your best game, you're going to perform here. On your worst game, you're still going to perform within a scope of
Right.
certain parameters that you can expect to perform within.
Yeah.
In golf, you can be a good golfer, but then instead of your parameters that basketball or baseball or martial arts that you perform within, this can be the best, this can be the worst. Golf, this can happen.
Yeah.
And that, and where it makes you want to throw clubs, or for some of us, or break them, or toss bags, or quit, or you know, or curse, or spit, or just because it defies logic. I told somebody they didn't believe me. I said I'm more comfortable. You know, I was more comfortable doing a drug raid than I am standing over the first tee box sometimes. And I wasn't.
That's so funny because I've never done a drug raid, but I've been that uncomfortable in front. I was out with some new friends, and they're like, you know, we're at the first hole, and they're like, go ahead, you can go first. I'm like, no.
I don't want it.
Like, no, you
No.
guys go first. I don't know how this is going to end up, and I don't want to be the first one. So
Do you see couples? You see people meet and fall in love in golf? Talk to us about that.
All right. So very interestingly, so golf is like I say, it's amazing. And so one of the things I found is, you know, I play with a lot of guys, and the guys be like, "Hey, how am I gonna find a lady like you?" And I'm like, "You're not," but
one of a kind.
Ouch. There you go.
But and then I hear the ladies like, I have a lot of amazing women that play this game. They're bosses in their industry and what they do in their professions, and they're like, but they want them a golf bae. They want a golf husband. But you got to think, okay, if this one has a tee time here at this course and you have a tee time here at that course, how will you ever run into each other? And so that's why, so I do have a website that's getting ready to come out. And I was on a golf course, and that's the thing. You're on the golf course, you're thinking and all this stuff, and you're talking with other folks. And I was like, And I was like, you know what? You got to connect. How are we going to connect the folks? So
Yeah.
if you were to think, and you probably already know, but if you were to think about the best love story of our time, black love movie, what would be your top 1 or 2?
Love and
basketball.
basketball.
Boom.
There you go.
Easy. And so love and golf. And so I was like, you know what? Let me check this out. Do they have love and golf this? Nobody had it. Check nationwide. Nobody had it. Got to trademark it.
sense.
So it's love and golf. It'll be it's a love and golf where your love of golf connects. And so the connects so it's not a dating website. It's a connecting website. So if you're a entrepreneur looking for other entrepreneurs,
It's networking and
if you're
meet
looking
people.
for networking, if you're looking for women, so I have a lot of women that say, I don't see other women that play. You can get on there and be women looking for other women. Or if you're a couple and you're looking for other couples,
There you
looking
go.
for couples. So like whatever it is that you're looking for, you specify it.
But anything?
That's awesome.
Anything.
There you go.
Anything.
In golf.
Dang, you heard
I
that.
didn't put an OnlyFans option, but for everything else.
There you go.
Everything else.
Love and golf.
So you do the golf tournament,
Mm-hmm.
the Big Three, is it called?
The big golf weekend.
The big golf weekend,
See
right?
the big D's in your head
The
now.
Big
I got
Three.
you.
I said the Big Three.
But we do the big golf weekend exactly for that. So we bring in non-golfers. We put together an event that brings in non-golfers and golfers. Like I told you, we got to expose people. So we have a meet and greet on the Friday. We have a scramble on the Saturday. We have a 90s, 2000s throwback,
Oh, that's awesome.
so get
That's
down that
awesome.
night. And then that Sunday, we have a big skins game for those that like to compete. And so what happens is you have golfers, but then you invite non-golfers. And then they see how much fun the golfers have. And then when I tell you about that whole love and golf thing, we literally had 4 individuals that met at the event, that one got married.
Wow.
Oh,
And then
nice.
the other
wow.
one left from New York and moved down here.
Wow.
And found his love. So, golf, and then so one didn't golf and he did golf.
Yeah.
And there it was. Golf connected them.
See, yeah, golf. I got my wife some clubs, and they are looking pretty in the garage, hanging up with the plastic still on them. And that's okay though, because we have enough, things that we do together. A lot of day, and I understand. I understand because our personalities. Sometimes people think she's way more mellow than me, but she's just intense in other areas. She's a kick-ass, badass doctor, physician. She's goal-oriented about that kind of stuff. So she could be equally as competitive, and she sees me when I've gotten better, but she's seen me when I've had a bad round of golf. Okay, so this is, again, it illustrates how, powerful golf is. Like I'm, like I said, soldier, black belt, very disciplined, martial artist since I was 6, 7. Golf has forced me to behave in a way at times that I thought I had long since abandoned or gotten under control.
Yep.
I have broken clubs. I'm 2 years clean. I haven't broken a club in 2 years. I've thrown drivers in the woods. I've thrown clubs.
Yelled and cursed.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? The good thing about that is for me, it's catharsis. It's cathartic.
Been forced to meditate, go to his happy place.
Oh yeah. He's seen all of it.
I don't play against Tracy because then if I win,
Oh, no,
I'm
I'm
gonna be
not-
afraid.
I'm never mad at you. It's always that's another thing about golf.
Yeah.
Okay, so the cool thing about golf is you only have, and even when I'm a good sport, so you can beat me in anything, and I'll shake your hand, and I'm just gonna practice till I can beat you. But in
For
golf,
the next
that's
next week.
That's right. I'm gonna be in the. People are gonna be like, "Where's Trey? He's practicing."
Cue the montage of
That's
him training
right.
like
That's
Rocky.
right. Yeah. Give me some Eye of the Tiger
Yeah.
back there. But in golf, it's you against the course.
Yeah.
Playing the people or gambling, that's all secondary. So for me, when I do get mad, it's not mad at anybody else. I'm not mad because you beat me. I'm mad at myself for not performing the way I know I can perform.
That's the importance of having something you're passionate about that you can lose yourself in, whether that's
Yeah.
golf,
That's true.
basketball, dancing
Right.
for some of us.
Right.
It's really therapeutic
Yeah.
when you're into something like that. Now, as we're getting ready to wrap up, what are 3 things that you would say to someone to motivate them to get into golf or to dispel some misconceptions? What are some 3 tips that you would give someone that's maybe curious to get into golf?
I'll let ladies first.
So for me, a lot of the stigma is it's a white man sport. No, golf is anybody's sport. Women, men, kids, old, young, it's everybody's sport. So it's not a matter of if you're competitive, if you like to have fun, if you like a challenge, golf is a sport for you. Golf is a sport for you. Another thing, I would say for women, some get intimidated by playing competitively or playing with other men or playing in scrambles. My thing is I learned best by playing in those situations because it allowed me to get comfortable. When you're afraid or you just don't feel like you can do it well enough, to me, when you play around better golfers, when you challenge yourself, it just makes you just even more so a better golfer. And then third, let's see. I don't know, just my thing is you got to have fun with golf. So that's why when we went to Top Golf,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
anybody that I introduced to golf, let's go to Pop Stroke, let's go to Top Golf. Have fun. If you have fun with it, that's the most important thing about the game. having fun.
Yeah.
All right, with
That's
said-
perfect. Yeah.
With that said, we want to thank Miss Tricia again for sharing this spot with us. Thank you so much for being here. And Mr. E, do us a big favor and just take us home.
Thanks to Trish for joining us. We'll catch you next time. This is the
Yes.
playbook. Later.
See ya.